It's funny when you think about it. We love Chinese food, we buy Chinese consumer electronics, half of the population is addicted to a certain Chinese-owned social media app, but we don't really buy Chinese cars. And that's something that Chinese companies like this are trying really hard to change. With models like this, the Build Your Dreams Atto 3. Odd name, I know. But anyway, what you're looking at is a compact SUV that sits somewhere between a VW ID3 and ID4 in terms of size. It starts just under 35 grand and tops out at nearly 40 for this top spec model, so it's not exactly cheap, but comes with loads of kit in each of its 3 trims, signalling that BYD is targeting the value-driven customer rather than ones looking for an outright bargain. Standard kit on this flagship model includes everything from LED headlights, 18-inch alloy wheels and a huge sunroof, to plenty of creature comforts on the inside, including dual-zone climate control, heated seats and this massive touchscreen media center. Now everything in here is a lot more distinctive. This blue and cream combo is a bit Bondi Beach diorama for me rather than modern electric car, but build quality is pretty good, the materials are pretty good, and aside from some really tacky fake stitching on the dash, everything's pretty sound. Now the infotainment system is actually really good. Base cars get a 12.6-inch display, and this one's got the upgraded 15.6-inch display. Now it's super responsive, the graphics are crisp and clear, it's got standard CarPlay and Android Auto, although they are wired, and it's way better than anything Volkswagen are using these days. And the screen also does this. For some reason. Under the skin, the Atto 3 uses a single 201 brake horsepower electric motor, which draws power from a 60.5 kilowatt-hour Blade battery pack. Now the Blade bit references the setup of the modules themselves, which are designed to use less space and therefore improve its energy density. The battery pack itself also forms a structural part of BYD's EV platform, which is scalable and set to be used for a whole range of forthcoming electric models coming to the UK over the next few years. Unlike many of its rivals, the Atto 3 features something called a heat pump, which dramatically improves the battery's efficiency in cold temperatures. Now this is a trick usually only found in very high-end electric cars and helps keep the range close to its claimed 260 miles even at very low temperatures. Efficiency on the move is impressive though, although a little off BYD's claimed 3.98 miles per kilowatt hour rating. Charging speeds are okay, if not super quick. Find a charger capable of 150 kilowatts and the car will charge from 30 to 80% in around 29 minutes. And efficiency may improve over time, with BYD promising over-the-air software updates via its own operating system. The Atto 3 has also earned a full 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. Probably the most curious thing about the BYD Atto 3 though, and the way that it drives, is that its most defining character is that it doesn't have one. It's kind of generic. It drives like any other electric SUV, and it's not a bad thing. But if a comfortable, safe and easy driving experience is your cup of tea, the BYD Atto 3 is perfectly fine. In fact, it's better than fine. It's really rather good. It's all the car that, generally speaking, most electric SUV buyers are probably going to be looking for. Now this isn't a model that's been tuned for sporty handling, so it delivers a greater degree of comfort over UK roads. In fact, we went hunting for potholes just to confirm that it really does ride rather nicely, even if it can feel a bit floaty over longer undulations. Now there's a bit of body roll, not that that will bother most drivers, and the steering doesn't provide much feedback and can sometimes be a bit too keen to self-center at slow speeds. Generally though, the Atto 3 is comfortable and quiet, except for a bit of wind noise around the door mirrors. The underfloor battery means that there's no hump in the floor to worry about in the rear, giving the Atto 3 good legroom, albeit with the slightly knees-up seating position. There's a decent 440 litres of space in the boot, which increases to 1,338 litres with the rear seats folded down. This also leaves a completely flat load bay, and there's some space under the floor for your charging cables too. Now you're going to make your own mind up about whether you like the way this thing looks or not, but like many modern SUVs, it's a bit of a fruit cocktail of different design trends. There's some Nissan here, some Volkswagen there, but overall the design is pretty generic.
So, if you're wondering whether you should buy a Chinese car, the answer to that is probably yes. And if they're already this competent, it's going to be a fascinating ride to see where they end up in 10 or even just 5 years' time.